Before understanding the anatomy and the process of the circulation in the blood vessels, we need to know why it's happening. There are many reasons, and the main reasons are, of course, to deliver and remove blood and etc. So, delivering nutrients, oxygens, and hormones, and removing waste and carbon dioxide. And I'm just being specific here about carbon dioxide and oxygen, but there are many other gases that is delivered and removed from this circulation. So now we know what happens in the blood vessels and the circulation, but it happens in two different circulations. The first one is systemic or peripheral circulation, and the other one is pulmonary circulation. For the systemic or peripheral circulation, you go from the left hand side of the heart, and then you go from here to here, delivering all these things to the brain, the muscle, the skin, etc. Now, the pulmonary circulation goes so from here all the way to the lungs. This is called the pulmonary circulation. Another thing to keep in mind is that the blood that we're delivering and removing, to remove waste, carbon dioxide, deliver oxygen, nutrients, etc. To do this process, we have around 5 liters of blood in our body. But that does depend on your body size or if you're a male or a female. So 7% of your body is your volume of your blood. That's the weight. And for example, let's take a 70 kg man. He's gonna have around 5 liters of blood in his body. So this 5 liters is going to be distributed into various tissues of your body. So if you calculate it, then in around 1 minute, the heart pumps around 5 liters of body around the whole circulatory system. So 5% of the blood that's pumped from this left part of the circulatory system goes to the coronary arteries, which is the heart itself, and 15% goes to the brain, 25% goes to the gut, 20% goes to the kidneys, 20% goes to the muscle, 5% goes to the skin, and the rest of the 10% goes to other tissues of the body. We need to keep in mind whenever the blood is going away from the heart, it means that it's going to be an artery. So over here and over here, the blood is leaving the heart. Either it's going to the tissues, and over here it's going to the lungs. This process of this vessel is the artery. Because the blood always needs to contract and relax, the arteries are very elastic. So these are the arteries, and the arterioles, which are these, are going to be smaller than the arteries, and they're not going to be as elastic, but they're going to have a lot of smooth muscle. Now, you must be wondering why it's important to know that there are smooth muscles in the arterioles. First of all, let me tell you where the smooth muscle is located. It's over here. Now, the importance of these muscles is that a lot of times in different your body is going to need different quantities of blood. So in for example, if you're exercising, you're going to need more blood in your muscles. So the smooth muscle kind of just controls how much blood is going to go to the specific tissues. Now, how exactly does that work? How does the smooth muscle know when to send more or less blood? The nervous system sends signals to the smooth muscle, and the signal then allows the smooth muscle to contract or to expand to control the amount of blood that goes into each of the tissues. So we've discussed the arteries and the arterioles. Now we're going to discuss the capillaries. The capillaries are present over here, and the parts of capillaries are venules and veins. So these are veins and these are venules. This is basically the site of exchange, and you just receive lots of metabolic byproducts and deliver oxygen, nutrients. So the capillaries basically consist of less oxygenated blood or deoxygenated blood, and all that kind of blood is stored in venules, which are these. Venules and veins have a huge capacity to hold blood. Now we've discussed capillaries, veins, and venules. Now, veins and venules are called capacitance vessels because they are very thin, unlike the arteries. The arteries are elastic, but they can snap back, it can relax. But venules and veins can stretch because they're so thin and they fill up as like a balloon. So the capacity that it can hold is in abundance. That's why they're called capacitance vessels. Now the question rises, where is that 5 liters of blood sitting in our whole system? So the 7% is in our heart, 13% is in the arteries, 7% is in the arterioles, so somewhere here, 64% is in our venules and veins, and 9% is in our pulmonary valve. So what we realize from this is that venules and veins have most of the blood, 64%, and hence that proves that veins and venules can hold a lot of capacity because they can stretch and have smooth muscles. That's why they're called capacitance vessels.